Sadhguru, with your blessings to everyone present here, teachers, parents, well-wishers, and the entire national education family. I want to begin with a story today, a story of a little girl. The little girl who knew nothing about education, but today it becomes her life calling. She didn't step into classrooms thinking that she would one day lead schools, nurture teachers, and be a part of nation building. She was just a child, uncertain, curious, with a lot of expectations to fill. And one day, a teacher tapped her on her shoulders. With a simple gesture came a message. You can do this. Age is just a number. What matters is the courage to try, the willingness to learn, and the faith that each day can be lived so beautifully. Those words from Dr. Bindu Hari and Gopal Krishna sir changed everything. They gave me, yes, that little girl, the confidence to walk into schools, not just as a young woman borrowing her mother's clothes to look old, but as someone who stood there and said, I belong here. I didn't know my ABCDs of school. Many looked at me and said, she's almost looking like a student. But just like every child trusts their teachers, I trusted my teacher and her words of encouragement. And slowly education, which was never my choice, became my destiny. And today, it has been 8 long years with 8 institutions to hold, with more than 8,000 children that I inspire. It has become my only choice. And from my only choice, it's always my calling. And perhaps today, that's why I proudly say, I'm in education because it keeps a child in me alive. What sustained me through this journey were conversations. Conversations with the right people and the right time. Conversations where I didn't just speak, but I heard, listened, and absorbed. That became my bedrock. My journey is also inseparable from NHVPS. I remember holding my father's hand and planting one of the first few trees of our organization. I remember walking into the corridors of NHVPS on my Diwali visits. I remember asking my founder principal Rama Ranganathan, ma'am, why do you have the same uniform as my school NPS? She smiled and said, Aishwarya, we might look similar, but we're building our own culture here, she said. That gentle answer stayed with me for life. Later, I found myself leading this powerful institution. With courage, I have changed NHVPS to bring it to its best version, is what I believe, and I'm committed to continue to do so. I was a student of NPS, a proud NPSite, convinced that it was the best school in the world. But when my family chose to bring the first franchisee of the legendary NPS as NHVPS that is today, I realized something profound. It's not about creating the best school. It's about learning from every school around as we become the best version of ourselves every day. That realization became the culture of NHVPS today. Respect for tradition and the courage to innovate. 8 years ago, my father handed over the keys of NHVPS to me with no instructions, no hand-holding, no safety net at all. Just one sentence he said, you will craft your own journey, you will make your own mistakes, you will bounce back. Sometimes we believe guidance takes you far, but today I can stand with conviction and say it's sheer confidence in someone that takes you further. The faith of my father, Sri D.K. Shivakumar, to strengthen, to stumble, to fall, and to bounce again is why this little girl stands in front of you. Today, I stand on my stage. I don't celebrate my growth. I celebrate my failures. I celebrate my mistakes. I celebrate every lesson that has shaped Aishwarya to who she is. This is why I created the Buddy Bench, because just like I had the space to ask the right questions, I wanted every child to ask questions to their teachers. In the world where evolving technology and artificial intelligence, it's not the age where education is all about answering the right questions. It's all about asking the right questions. And that's why I'm grateful to Sadhguru who stands in front of me today. When I first met him, I don't know, Sadhguru, if you remember, I came with a full of questions. You gave me the gift of space, the gift to ask the right questions and the kindness to answer with clarity. I once asked him, ladies and gentlemen, people tell me, Aishwarya, you're not even a parent. How can you guide parents is the common question that I get asked. You must be thinking, what would Sadhguru answer, right? He said something that became my shield forever. Do you go to a psychologist because they have problems, Aishwarya? You go there because they see something you cannot. That's why you are in education, he said to me. That one thing silenced every doubt, every critic. And today, to have Sadhguru sitting with me is not just to me a blessing, but to the entire community beyond measure. I have learned that truth in these 8 years, that a school is made of bricks, not made of bricks and beams, but it's made of its teachers. I can teach 1,000 children, that's where it ends. But I empower 100 children, 100 teachers, and each of them empower 1,000 children. That's the mission from today. Today, as I stand here, I want to say I am who I am because of two beautiful women. One, probably my mother, who taught me that it's all about sensitivity and balance that takes you far. The second is Dr. Bindu Hari. Dr. Bindu Hari, who told me that education can be yours, Aishwarya, you should go far. She didn't only answer my questions, but she asked me the most powerful ones, and those powerful questions have stayed with me for life. We say education is life itself. When I got married, I entered into a new classroom. A new classroom where my mother-in-law, grandmother-in-law, and husband became my biggest cheerleaders. They were cheerleaders that took me far. They told me that it's not just about leadership, but about balance that matters the most. So today, as I stand, as NHVPS celebrates 25 years, this is not a milestone. It is a promise I make. A promise that we will not stop here. A promise that we will celebrate, not just celebrate the past, but a movement for the future. The movement where every teacher honors its teachers and celebrates them, where they become the voice of education. As we launch our new vision statement today, which is going to be the bedrock of the guiding forces, we transform, we lead, and we serve. It's not just a set of words. This, I can say, is in the presence of Sadhguru has made it even bigger for us. It reminds us that visions are not just declared, but inspired to live every day. Today, Sadhguru, when we were talking, you said India has to take far. I promise I'll do everything to take it far, is what I want to tell you. As a school, the legacy of NHVPS we forward, we believe in creating the best version of ourselves, and that's what we want to do to every child who walks out of this campus. Let me begin where I end, that little girl. She was uncertain, she was stumbled, she was questioned. But because of her parents, her family, her mentor, her colleagues, her teachers, she found her voice. Today, that little girl stands in front of you, ladies and gentlemen. Not with all the answers, but with the courage to keep asking, keep learning, keep dreaming, and keep falling. This is my tribute to my father who believed in me. This is my tribute to my mother who built me, to Dr. Bindu Hari who shaped me, to Rama Ranganathan ma'am who gave us our culture, to the family who balances me, to my colleagues who walk with me, and above all, my teachers who are the nation builders of today. It's not just a story of one little girl standing in front of you. It's a story of National Hillview Public School and National Education Foundation. From this sacred Chamundi Hills of Mysore to the world stage, Karnataka own has become a teacher to humanity, Sadhguru. You are a teacher who unites practicality, spirituality, and inspiration in one. And on this Teacher's Day, who better than you can become the teacher himself to teach all of us what we have to go forward with. I request you to join me as my buddy in my buddy bench conversation and launch our new vision statement and answer a few questions that people might have across us. I just want to say that today, from Obra Samanya Manshru, Nam Karnatakadinda, on Mysore Chamundi Hill na nodkondu, inspire agi, ivattu desha alla, bari vishwake paata helkodta idare. Antavrna naan nim munde karsbiಟ್ಟು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನೆಲ್ಲರನ್ನು ಬ್ಲೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆನೇ ನಂಗೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು. ಈ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೊಡಿಲಿ. ನಾವು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ವಿದ್ಯಾನ ಮುಂದೆ ತಗೊಂಡು ಇನ್ನೂ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿ ಬೆಳೀಲಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಟೀಚರ್ಸಿಂದ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ವಿಶಿಂಗ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಟೀಚರ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಡೇ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸದ್ಗುರು ಫಾರ್ ಬ್ಲೆಸ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಅಸ್ ಆನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಡೇ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಲೇಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಸುದ್ದಿಗಳಿಗಾಗಿ ಬಾಸ್ ಟಿವಿ ಕನ್ನಡ ಚಾನೆಲ್ನ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ಬೆಲ್ ಐಕಾನ್ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಇದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಫೇಸ್ಬುಕ್, ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಗ್ರಾಮ್, ಎಕ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲೂ ಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡದೆ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಿ.